If you need unlimited domination, clutch time, or anything else online or offline grinding, make sure you hit up RoseNBA on Twitter for quick, safe, and reliable grinding services. Yo, what is good, YouTube, and welcome back to another JC2K video. In today's video, we're doing episode 5 of I Build Your Teams, the series where I build my viewers' teams into the best teams possible for my team unlimited and or competitive play. And I'm excited for this episode specifically because quals are coming up next week, and I know some of the people in this episode probably going to be going for quals. Fryan specifically, I know he is. Some of these people are not going to, but that is totally all right. If y'all want to be involved in a future episode of this series, make sure you follow me on Twitter. Link is in the description down below, and drop your team under this tweet on Friday nights to be involved in the video on Saturday. And also, if you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help me push towards the 8,000 subscriber mark on the channel. I upload every single day, often multiple videos a day, and I would really appreciate your support if you haven't already, if you do subscribe. Without further ado, let's not waste any more time, and let's hop right into it. So, first team today comes in from Fryan. He's got about 840k MT. He's getting Derrick Rose, so Marcus Smart isn't going to be playing for him. That's going to give him D-Rose and Donovan as his PGs, 2 elite PGs. Iggy and Chris Middleton as well is really good. AK and Kawhi, Zion and Giannis, and then Kevin McHale and Paulo Banchero. Your biggest weakness by far is still your backup center position. I would personally play Paulo at the backup 4, and I would look to add a guy like Chris Bosh, and then you can have Bosh and McHale as your 5s. Outside of that, your team is honestly quite solid. Make sure you're grinding for Scottie Pippen as well, though. You can get Scottie Pippen before quals this week, before quals next weekend, since I know you're going for qualifiers. You're going to not regret that whatsoever as well. If you can have Scottie and AK as your locks, that would be absolutely massive as well. I would definitely focus on getting Bosh though and Scottie. Those two guys are pretty much necessities, I think, for this team to give yourself the best chance possible to qualify. Next team today comes in from Trent. Got RJ and Russ, or he's about to have RJ and Russ, should say, and he's not trying to spend a lot of MT. Once he gets RJ and Russ, he can throw them in here at that starting lineup and bring Dyson Daniels and Danny Green off the bench, which I honestly like a lot. Your 3s are really good, your 4s are super solid, and your 5s are not bad. What I will say for me personally is I think you would benefit from picking up another 5. I know you say you don't want to spend a ton of MT, but it's just going to be really, really tough for you to pick up a 5 without spending MT to really elevate your team to that next level. You could go for a guy like Blake Griffin, who's 200-ish thousand MT, or Bosh, who's going to be slightly more expensive, but I think one of those two guys, depending on how much MT you want to spend, would really help your team out a lot. And then obviously you're going to have a really, really solid squad at that point if you could pick that guy up and take Pow out of the lineup entirely. Having a big, I think, to help this team out would be really, really massive and help take it to that next level. Now, third team today comes in from my boy Curry Season Designs. This is actually my thumbnail maker on YouTube. He's got 50,000 MT and is pretty close to Rashard Lewis. Once you get Rashard Lewis, I feel like you probably got to slot him in somewhere at the either starting 4 or backup 4. And you got yourself a really solid squad. I know you're a Warriors fan, so we'll keep Jordan Poole in there. Donovan Mitchell is great. Jaylen Brown's really good. Pippen, Kawhi is amazing. Larry Johnson and Rashard Lewis as your 4s would be awesome. And then you could have Paulo at the 5, along with Wilt as your 5. Maybe I would say probably having those two guys as your 5s would be the best way to go. Could probably sell Danny Green as well, just to free up some MT. All these guys in your last 3 could sell them to free up that MT. And I would be probably looking to eventually add another point guard as well at some point. Maybe a guy like, I would say, Derrick Rose. If you wanted to go for a trophy case card, would be great. Even that Jason Kidd takeover card that came out today would be a great option. I think trying to work toward a point guard at some point would be beneficial. But for now, once you get Rashard, I think you slide Paulo to the backup or to the starting 5, and then you have Jerry West and Wilt's duo still coming off the bench, and try to make yourself some more MT so you can either save up to buy one of the better PGs or get yourself, I mean, even a Dyson Daniels. You have the MT. You could pick up Dyson Daniels right now and play him at the backup 1. I'm just not a massive fan of Jerry West, so I think that would help you out if you could get another PG in addition to Rashard. Now, fourth team today comes in from Blaze. He's got 200,000 MT. Says he's about to get Jermaine and Big Z, and those are going to be his new 5s. I would say Jermaine throws in the 5, and then Big Z at the backup 5. That's really going to be super, super nice. D-Rose, Mullen, Larry Johnson, Paulo. Overall, I like your 3. I would definitely replace Chris Mullen. I think you replace him with Bruce Bowen. I think that's a really easy upgrade. Bruce Bowen, just as good of a shooter, or basically as good of a shooter as Mullen, and a much better defender. I think that's a really easy upgrade right there. And then once you have those 2 trophy case 5s as well, I think that'd be super nice. At which point you do need another power forward or another small forward. And honestly, the best way that I would upgrade this is I would throw AK at the 3, Larry Johnson at the 4, and then Paulo and or Kawhi and Paulo off the bench at the 3 and the 4. That's how I'd look to upgrade this team. Throw in those 2 trophy case cards, getting yourself Bruce Bowen going, and then at some point trying to work on getting another PG as well, just like I talked about the last team. I think a guy like Dyson Daniels is a great filler option until you get that next elite point guard option, maybe a free guy or something like that, or even take over Jason Kidd if you wanted to grind for that card as well. Now, fifth team today comes in from KJ, 400k. Pippen is on the way. Once you get Pippen, we're going to be looking at D Rose, Ben Mathurin, Pippen, Paulo, and Jermaine, and then D Will, Danny Green, Robert Horry, Giannis, and Joakim off the bench. I would recommend probably selling Sohan and getting Andre Kirilenko probably, and you could have Pippen and AK as your locks. Or you could even go like a guy like Amethyst Kawhi. I think he's just fine too. He's going to be cheaper than AK, so I think that's another option if you wanted to do that and have Pippen and Kawhi as your locks at the 3. And then I think, again, this is another team that is in need of a point guard. The expensive, really good optional point guard that you can get is Ja Morant. But right now, I think you more so want to save your MT. So again, just like I said with the last few teams, Dyson Daniels would be a big piece to add. And then again, keep grinding for another trophy case player. Probably Big Z as your backup center would be huge because I see you have D Rose and Jermaine, who are both in that central division, so you're probably going for Jimmy Butler. So once you get Big Z, he can play that backup 5 for you as well. And then pick one of Robert or Giannis to play that backup 4 with Kawhi or AK at the backup 3. So Dyson Daniels, Kawhi or AK, Pippen at the 3, obviously starting, and then Horry or Giannis, depending on who you prefer at the backup 4. Once you get him, Big Z comes in at the backup 5, and this team is looking phenomenal. Second to last squad, going to come in from Scary Minutes, 400,000 MT, Donovan and D Rose, MJ and Danny Green, Scottie Pippen, Kawhi, Sean Kemp, Giannis, Jermaine, and Paulo. Again, love this team. I think Bruce Bowen is a great upgrade, though, for Michael Jordan. Again, not going to be the slasher MJ is, but a much better shooter and still a really elite defender. And I think having those two guys as your shooting guards would be super nice next to ball-dominant point guards like like Donovan Mitchell and Derrick Rose. And then with 400k MT, I think for now you probably chill on your upgrades. Outside of that, try to save up a little bit more MT. Continue. I would again grind for Big Z. Once you get Big Z, you throw him in at that backup 5 with Paulo at the backup 4, and continue saving your MT for more beasts who are going to come out in the near future, budget beast, things like that, or maybe even making a big splash, a big purchase at some point as well. But again, a really, really good team that just with a few tweaks is going to be absolutely phenomenal. And then the last team today comes in from Mary. He's got 200k plus, 13 of 15 on Richard Hamilton, so he would replace Ben Mathurin, which I do like. He's going to get 500 tokens off Unlimited, so he's wondering if he should get Larry Johnson. Yes, definitely get Larry Johnson if you can. I think Larry Johnson and Kemp, those are your 2 4s. That would be awesome to have. Rip Hamilton coming off the bench next to Dyson and Carmelo is super nice as well once you get that done. And that's going to replace Ben Mathurin and Giannis, and then you're going to need yourself a 5. Again, I would save MT for one of the best 5s in the game. A guy like Chris Bosh would be awesome. Or continue on your 4th trophy case player, go for Big Z like I've recommended these last few teams. I think he's a great card, and we do have a Big Z gameplay actually out that I just actually released when y'all are probably seeing this video. So if y'all want to check out that gameplay, Big Z is a beast. I think he's one of the most underrated centers in the game, and I think again once you get him, that would be super nice as well. But another really, really good team. I like what I've seen out of these teams in this episode. Hopefully I was able to help y'all out a bit as well. If you did enjoy the video, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment, and subscribe. I'll be back with more 2K content very, very soon, and I appreciate y'all. Peace.